Okay, so welcome to Monday afternoon. I hope it's a magnificent Monday. If it wasn't already, it will be when we're done here. We use this time in the afternoon to share something good. The smiling face that shares the screen with me is just nothing short of a magnificent story. My friend Alan Brown joins us today. Alan, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for those who are paralyzed, has spent many years in a wheelchair, but he's a magnificent human being. He has great attitude. He does great things as the director of public impact for the Christopher Reeve Foundation. I'm excited for him to share. Just let me share these facts. 1 in 50 people in the US live with paralysis. Approximately 5.4 million people. That's the same number as like Philly, Washington, and Los Angeles all together. So I don't think people get it. Although with this pandemic, maybe they do. Alan Brown, my dear friend for 20 plus years, can you share what's going on? Share something good.
First of all, great to see you, and I'm glad to be here. This started actually you and I over in 1997 when I moved to Florida, and I was working for the Florida Marlins and got my ring that year. So, just quickly for your folks that don't know me, born and raised in New York City, hockey player as a kid, Ranger fan to die for. Messier's over my head over there. I got hurt unfortunately in a accident January 2nd, 1988. I got hit by a wave in Club Med on vacation, and I broke C5 and C6 in my neck. So this is all the function I have in my hands. But I might be sitting here, but I'm not sitting still. I move forward every single day. This injury has not stopped me in any way, shape, or form. I have two beautiful children. I am here. I'm convinced. You kind of said it. Maybe it's a good thing that he got. Alan's in a chair, and in a strange way, I feel that this happened to me for a reason, and the reason is to help others. And right now, during the pandemic, if you look up the word paralyzed in the dictionary, it says a state of helpless stoppage, inactivity, or inability to act. So what I felt on January 2nd, 1988, and what Danny Human felt in 1985 when he broke his back, and Eric LeGrand, and I mean, look at this. Yesterday, Simon Cowell, in the news. We're waiting to hear and see. I did reach out to his people to see if we're able to help. So I'm here, and I'm convinced that I was here. I was put here to help others. And the one, like you gave some unbelievable statistics out. That's spinal cord injury, stroke, multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy, and traumatic brain injury. So there are a lot of people that are affected, and the Reeve Foundation has an unbelievable resource center where we're here and we give out free resources to people around the country and around the world. Christopher was amazing. He really put spinal cord injury, in the forefront. And I feel that it's my life mission to reach out and make sure that I leave no man behind. The Reeve Foundation is today's care and tomorrow's cure. And that was a little bit of Christopher and a little bit of Dana. Let's keep us healthy as we move forward. Right now, with social isolation going on, it's a little bit hard for my 450 peer mentors that I work with to be able to go out and do their peer mentoring. So we're figuring out other ways to do that. And part of that happens to be Wednesday night, we're going to start our Cards for a Cure poker tournament to raise money for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. So it's $100 buy-in. It's going to be five times. We're going to play the second Wednesday of every month. And then the top 5 winners will go into the World Series of Poker event that we will have on January 13th. So ChristopherReeve.org/poker. And we hope that you can come out and join us. It's going to really help bring people together because we're going to see each other, talk to each other, play some cards, have some fun, and motivate each other to go out and be better people, to be better individuals. This pandemic should really be more about inclusion in many ways on so many levels. People with disabilities should start being the fabric of what we're built in. People with, Black Lives Matter and everything. We should all be included in what the new normal is to help each other. And companies and individuals have that social responsibility to do that. And I hope that coming out of this pandemic, we are all better. I've been home now for 156 days. I'm afraid to go out. I'm at risk. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna let anything happen to me. And I'm gonna try to teach people in my community how to cope. We have caregivers that have to come take care of us. We have individuals that have to help us. So we can't really socially isolate when you live like a quadriplegic where you need somebody to help you. So I keep it really tight, but yet again, I am completely here for individuals. I'm reaching out to people every day, making sure that I touch at least 5 new lives a day.
I love that. So it brings me back, to
Strive
when we
for 5 every day.
I love it. So I actually use that in some of my training because I believe there's a magical number there. But it brings me back to when we first met. You never came across as somebody who was disabled. People who were uncomfortable around you, you instantly made them comfortable and said, relax, and made some kind of joke. And so you've had an amazing attitude ever since I know you. But I had firsthand situation when I knew someone in my life, client of mine, who got hurt. His client's husband got hurt. First thing I did was call you and I said, listen, I'm not really closely associated, but it's a client. Is there anything you can do? And boom, you were on it. So I think, I think what you do that's different than most is you really do live everything that you speak. You've traveled, you've spoken. God, what was it? January? You spoke in Washington D.C. I mean, so
I get around. I go to Israel to speak once a year. I missed that this year. I'm involved with an amazing group over there called Access Israel, and here in the States, a group of Friends of Access Israel. And the Reeve Foundation is just, it allows me to go out there to spread the word for our community. And I feel like when you said I jump into it, that's why I said I'm never really sitting still, because my mind is constantly going and I'm always thinking about how to help organize things to make the foundation bigger, better, and stronger, and also to bring our community together to make sure that we all feel that we are not left behind. You use the word disability, but that word disability has 3 extra letters in there, and it's the word dis, because we all have ability. We might do it a little bit differently, and like now, with what we are doing right now, this teleworking and telemedicine and everything along those lines, that's what I've been looking for years, for people to be able to work better and work smarter from home that are confined to wheelchairs that can't get out and do stuff. So hopefully people and companies will start hiring people. We have a lot of here. The legs might not be working so well, but the brain is on fire.
Which it always has been. And it's interesting for me, like you've been involved in this cause for years before you joined Christopher Reeve. I mean, before you joined that. So, I obviously hearken back to Nick Bonacani, rest his soul, his son Mark, and all the things that happened there. You were very involved with that, very involved with Bart's, Dr. Bart. So what for me as sort of a bystander, when Superman got hurt, that was like, oh my God, it was like, yeah, it can happen to people, but it happened to Superman. And I would like you to comment on what did that do? Obviously, he was a well-known name, but the role that he had played in life and then how he handled his accident and what went on was certainly him and his wife, amazing. And while I never met her, I've heard amazing things about her as well.
Well, look, Christopher, when that accident happened, just like this, my phone goes crazy when these injuries happen. And the same thing that I do, whether your name is John Smith or Christopher Reeve or Eric LeGrand, you get the same help from the foundation, from me, from the resource center, from our information specialist. But Chris had this crazy flame and fire to him. He was Superman. It didn't make sense. His wheelchair sits in the lobby of our office. And I see it all the time when I'm up there. And I stop every time and I look at it, and I know that it might be empty from him, but he is still with all of us, pushing all of us and watching over us, as well as Dana. Dana passed away right after Christopher, and the two of them are watching over us. And Chris wanted to walk so badly, and he would do anything that he can. And if he was alive right now, the ADA would be further along. The research would have been further along. The politics when it comes to everything with the cause. Chris would have just rolled onto Capitol Hill and done what he had to do, because that's just the way he was, and he just didn't want to stop and slow down. And Dana was never going to leave his side, and she was there for him. And that's where we get today's care is Dana, and tomorrow's cure is Christopher. So those are the two of them live in me.
Nice.
Every day. And their children, Will, Alexandra, and Matthew, are very involved. If you tune into Good Morning America, you'll still Will Reeve is on in the mornings on GMA. So he is following in his father's footsteps, being on TV. And we are here to help and serve. And that's why we want all of you to join us on Wednesday night at 7:30 for our Cards for a Cure poker tournament. And we're going to go and we're going to have a good time. ChristopherReeve.org/poker. And, you kind of asked me earlier, what did Christopher mean to us he was that person that really is I'm going to come back to it. The fighting flame that lives in my heart every day. I fall asleep looking at a wheelchair. I wake up looking at a wheelchair. Other people have different issues. They might have more mental issues than I do physical. And you just learn how to navigate. You have to have some patience. This injury is not, there's a lot of things that happen, as well as I do. I've been in and out of the emergency room and surgeries over the years. And I just come back stronger because I just have to prove a point that nothing's going to take me down. And, I've been blessed over the years to, work with guys like Tommy Lasorda and Dan Deerdorf and, Al Leiter and Parcells and Buddy Ryan. I had all these guys on Slim Fast, and then I became a sports agent and, represented Marshall Falk and, worked at NS Beanstalk. And then Mr. Huizenga was gracious enough to bring me down here with Jim Ross, and there we go.
What a group that was too, man. Wow.
97 was magical with Dombrowski and the whole crew and Leland and all those boys. And, you brought about my attitude. My attitude is I had to deal with all the egos of the players, and I came rolling in there in my wheelchair, and they were throwing baseball bats at me and stuff along those lines. But we ended up raising more money that year for, the Florida Marlins Foundation, which was great. And then, after that, going into the PR business where you and I kind of dibbled and dabbled together when I had my firm, and then starting 790 The Ticket, the sports radio station, which was my last big venture before I decided to donate and give my life to the Reeve Foundation. Every minute I breathe is to make sure that I am helping others, and I think about everybody all day long that is at home, that is alone, that knows that they can reach out to me anytime they need to talk. And a lot of people reach out to me and said, "I don't want to complain to you, Alan, because you have you can complain to me."
Right.
If anybody has a problem, reach out and call. I'm here.
So I want you to talk with my audience, if you can, about the word pain, because I don't think people correlate paralysis with pain, but I know you. I know the excruciating pain that you're in most of the time, 99% of the time.
So when you hear the word paralysis, you don't think of pain. You think somebody at that point in time.
You don't feel anything, right?
I feel like my body's on fire 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have neurogenic nerve pain. So it's not just me, all of us do. We kind of feel things in different ways. And the pain is a major, major issue. I have learned to cope with it, and I just kind of deal with it. I don't really take anything for it because I don't like the side effects of what they try to give you. And I kind of say a lot of times, and I keep bringing it up, is that's the fire. The fire that I feel in my body every day, 24/7, is the fire that makes me who I am, and that's okay. That's okay.
Well, you know what? your spirit is amazing. Everybody that knows you adores you. They say great things about you, and none of that is anywhere near condescending. I think it's all genuine. But people don't realize that you drive, that you like. We were supposed to talk on Saturday, and you go, "No, that's my pool time," and we laughed, but it's like you got yourself in the pool to work out and do stuff like that, which I don't think people realize that
Let me,
the
let me give you a
amount of
little more.
shit that you do, dude, is insane.
So let me give you a little bit. So we have 5 marathons, 2 triathlon swims. Um, I work out. I skydive. I drive. I have 2 beautiful children. I travel all over the place. I water ski. I do anything that I want to try to do. I will be able to. That's why I kind of said no disability, ability. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. So I'll try anything at least once.
Which is
So
crazy. You are crazy.
I mean, my kids won't let me jump out of a plane anymore. So you know, that's that. I banged up my shoulder, and I'm getting a little bit older, but I will continue to strive forward. I keep sending people videos of me getting in the pool, getting swimming, trying to get a little bit healthier, and I see pictures online of 3 guys that I've motivated, and one guy swam a mile and a half the other day, and I was like, "You go!" And so you just have to be able to kind of lead by example and not be afraid to. Don't be afraid to try and don't be afraid to lead. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. Say you're sorry, figure it out, and find another path. That's like living in a wheelchair. If you go somewhere and there's a step, how do you get around it? You figure out how to navigate. In business, in life, in family, and in friends, that's what we all need to be there for each other.
And the parallels to this pandemic, because true to what we talked about the other day, people do feel paralyzed. They feel, immobilized, if you will. I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, it comes down to focus. You better than anybody has taught us how to focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. This is, but there are some people who are stuck. So, for anybody out there who's playing in this tournament, because my 2 boys are in, that I don't play poker, but I'll come. I got my 2 boys who are big, they bet on anything. So they're in. I'm going to promote it tomorrow in the huddle. I'll promote it right here. So, but what can people expect experience wise from tomorrow that will break them out of their doldrums? And I mean, sorry, Wednesday. So,
So Wednesday at 7:30, people are gonna they'll come in, they'll log in. We Faded Spade is our poker platform. You'll go into a room, then you'll be able to there'll be a Zoom overlay, so you'll be able to actually be in the room with the people that you're playing with. So you'll get to actually see their poker faces and have conversations.
wow.
And I have some surprise celebrities coming in each week that we play. So I'm not telling everybody who they are, but I have good contacts.
Yes, I know you do. Yes.
So we're gonna try. So we're gonna make sure that we have a couple of guys in each table, and that's going to allow people for a couple of hours to be able to kind of break away and realize that you're doing something good to help somebody, and you're going to be with a bunch of good guys and girls that are going to be playing to win something good. We're going to have an MVP at the end of the year. We're going to have a champion at the end of the year, and this is a great way to kind of use, playing some cards and having some fun and helping individuals living with paralysis live a better quality of life while we look for cures and treatments. And we really, really look for you guys to help join us.
So, like I said, you've got my support. Howie Craw, who is our mutual friend,
Yep.
He's jumping in with his network. I'll push it to as many people as I can. And I just, at this crazy time, I thank you for your leadership. I thank you for your heart and your spirit. You're an amazing human being, and I think we're all gifted to know you. And I'm proud and excited to support you. And I'll supply all the information, whatever else you need from me, my boys. Your older son is a Gator, so just proud of him as well. So you know you can count on me. Any last thoughts that you want to leave the audience with? Where the platform is, tell me something good. You've shared so much good, so much that people can take and digest and aspire to. One last thing to take us home.
You know, every day we should just be happy that we can get at. You know, Howie says it all the time, and I kind of bust his chops. And I'm going to stick with my sense of humor, which is kind of what breaks people down when I go into a room, is to not to make them feel comfortable. With regard to, here comes a guy in a wheelchair. Oh my God, what do I do? Well, I think right now everybody is going, oh my God, what do I do? Be there for others, be caring, be present, and be thoughtful. And know that during these crazy times more than ever, that there's no real roadmap. So if you see somebody that needs help, do not leave them behind. You know, you might not think that that person all the way at the end of your text messages cares about you, but I bet you if you go find that person and reach out to them, they need you. So the more you reach out, the better you will feel as an individual, and the better the other people will feel on the other side. And I hear it all the time. Strive for five new people every day. Reach out to them and see if they're okay, because this is a tough time, and we will get through this all together. And thanks, Steve. Thank you so much.
You're an amazing dude, man. And for some reason, the memory that just jumped in my head was the concert that you did in the art studio in South Beach with the
with Matisyahu.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, great. You know what? You made people feel really comfortable because you were partying your ass off.
That was a good old fun time.
That was a good old one.
You see me dance in this wheelchair. If Studio 54 was still open and I was living in New York, I would that place.
Yeah, we were looking around like, I don't really dance, but if he's dancing, I'm dancing with him. You know, so
we got going.
That was an awesome night. I'm thrilled that you're in my life. I'm thrilled that I'm in a place where I can help, and I'm going to do everything I can, not only this time, but please don't be a stranger and call on me when you do.
Love it, brother. Thank you. Be safe.
All right.
Be safe and mask up, everybody.
Yes, sir.